I've had the great good fortune to collaborate on 3 musicals with Stephen Sondheim: Pacific Overtures, Roadshow, and Assassins. 3 collaborations which have been the defining experiences of my writing life. Needless to say, I'm enormously proud of these shows, but even more important to me is the process that Steve and I shared in creating them. Most people only know Steve's work in its final, finished, polished, burnished form. But to have been his partner in the process which produced that work, to have participated in the exhilarating give and take, which finally produced the absolute clarity which made a scene or a song possible or inevitable, these are experiences I wouldn't trade for anything.
Thank you all for showing up. Broadway supporters, God bless you. This is very exciting. It is a thrill and an honor to be here as a part of this celebration. As an actor, I've had the privilege of performing Steve's material many times. As a writer, I've had the privilege of collaborating with him, and he is a true gentleman of the theater, a theatrical legend, and a real theater artist, and certainly a personal hero of mine. You know, this is, I have to say, I don't take this the wrong way, but this is so much more moving to christen a theater, the Stephen Sondheim, as opposed to the, British Petroleum Playhouse or the McNugget, if you know what I'm saying. Not that we love our corporate sponsors and we love their money, but there's something sacred about naming a theater, and there's something about this that is right and just. So for my money, I couldn't think of someone more worthy of this great honor than Steve. And now it's, you heard about her before. And I'm sure you've all gone out and bought her just published autobiography. Gangway World, Get Off of My Runway. I'm Just a Girl with a Dream. Ladies and gentlemen, Patti LuPone!
Thank you. You all know Steve as a great dramatist and our greatest living composer and lyricist. I feel most fortunate to know him as an extraordinary teacher as well. It is not often that a performer gets to work with a great composer and also become a better artist through singing his music and meeting the demands of his work. Anyone who's been fortunate enough to have the opportunity of working with Steve knows that there are a great many lessons to be learned. Singing one of Steve's scores is always difficult, but always, once achieved, a great accomplishment. Through the demands of singing his music and the challenge to be understood singing his lyrics, Steve, with the means of some very tough but very insightful and knowing notes, has taught me precision and clarity, and in the end, how to be a better singer and a better actress. And now, to light the marquee of his very own theater on Broadway, Mr. Stephen Sondheim.
It's unbelievable to me, but I'm deeply embarrassed, and partly because I've always hated my last name. It just doesn't sing. I mean, it's not Belasco. And it's not Rogers, and it's not Simon, and it's not Wilson. It just doesn't sing. It sings better than Schoenfeld and Jacobs, but it just doesn't sing. I want to thank particularly the Durst organization for building this beautiful theater, and Todd Hames and the Roundabout for conferring this on me, and particularly I cry easy. Marty and Perry Granoff, and Ted and Mary Jo Shen, Helen Henderson, and Tom Tuft, I'm going to talk about him in a second, and Mr. and Mrs. Anonymous. the anonymouses are also in this book. Tom Tuft was supposed to tell you a story. I knew this because I want to conclude with what he was supposed to say. Can I tell the story?
Sure.
Okay. I'll read it as it was sent to me. Tom Tuft talking. Over 30 years ago, when I first arrived in New York, I was a taxi driver. And one night, I picked up a passenger going to Lincoln Center who, when asked why he was going there, said he was going to a revival of a show he had written, West Side Story. Of course, since I knew what Leonard Bernstein looked like, and this wasn't him, now quick research showed me later that I had Stephen Sondheim in my cab. He was then going to say, to be standing here now, dedicating a theater to him, just goes to show how much taxi drivers actually make. All I can say is there's a lesson here. Tip your cab driver well. It shows later. So, thank you.